I think we attracted our audience's attention through the use of suspense, mystery, and through the sense of realism. The first few shots of Scarlett running at a good slow pace allows the audience to know that she's on a jog, and she would do this daily because she knows her way around the forest. The shots after Scarlett hears a twig noise are jump cuts or jump shots, which create suspense and mystery, because hopefully we want the audience to be thinking, well, is someone there, what's going to happen, etc. Suspense also attracts the audience's attention when the significant change or transition from jump cut shots to the point of view shot of the camera coming out of the forest or the woody part, to suggest that it is the person who will do something to Scarlett, and the audience would then be interested in what will happen to Scarlett. The end shot of Scarlett lying on the floor dead creates a sense of mystery, because they would want to know who killed her, why, and how. This allows the audience to feel as though they are also investigating her death, of how it was led up, and if it could have been prevented whilst they watched the film, and the sequence of how her death happens. The sense of realism could be shown through, or is shown through, the mise-en-scène of the location. As previously stated, forests are big dark places where things like murders would normally happen, because most people wouldn't go in a forest, a dark forest, because you could get lost and you might not be able to be with anyone else. Because technology has increased by creation or how it's made in popularity over the years, filmmaking as well as film editing is so much more easier to do than it was probably 10 or 20 years ago. For this movie, or the opening sequence, we used a digital handheld camera to film our sequence. What I think is so good about this is that the digital camera is light and small, making it easier to carry around, whereas in the past, when they had no tripods or cranes to lift the film up or the camera up, it was more tiring to hold and carry when moving from location to location. The tapes that the shots are on is more efficient size-wise. As stated before, the film tapes in those days wouldn't have been tapes. They would have been these big chunky reels of film, which would be so much harder to figure out which scene is on which reel and where it should be placed when editing. This is a comparison to a tape, because in a tape it's all in one place, and when you edit you can see the images of the shots, so you get a generalization of what each clip shows and where you can put it when it's editing. We used a Mac to edit the whole film together on iMovie. A Mac allows more effects when editing the film. I think why the Mac has become so popular is because everyone likes to make homemade movies, and a Mac allows you to do that. If someone wants to become a filmmaker and have a Mac, then they are used to the types of things that you can do when editing a film, and so if they do become to be a film director or an editor, they know what to do when editing. what I've learnt from Feed the Fish, or the preliminary task, was that never to think about the editing process when filming, because what you might want to edit and how might not be able to work when you actually come to the editing. So that would mean having to go back and reshoot, and if it was hard in the first place to shoot something, it might not be possible to reshoot it. So I've learnt to always just film all types of shots and then decide how to edit it when it comes to the editing process. I also learnt to shoot the same scene over and over again with different camera angles, so when it does come to the editing process, as a group we have a variety of shots to choose from, allowing us to choose the best shot that can reflect on a meaning or the character's personality. Match on action was something the whole group learnt. We wanted to use match on action when opening from one shot, opening the door, which would cut to another shot of me coming in from that door. From this match on action, we learnt to leave space before and after the action of the scene, so that continuity editing would be smoother and in the right place.